Hi friends, today I am in my vlog, Me to You, want to discuss about how better we can do in India about medical education. Medical education should not belong to a few people who are marked as eligible to become doctors at a very young age, 16, 17, 18 years, when they appear for the entrances, common entrances. Because I want to put across a point. That is the age when most children are undecided. They are immature still. They are very, very immature. They are pushed by parents mostly, by other ideologies. Being a doctor, they feel proud, but they don't know what they really want to do. Which could be the reason why many students, after finishing MBBS, they leave MBBS, go off into IAS, IPS, they go off into various other fields. It's a crime. It's a crime. People must be decided of what they're going to do after MBBS. Their post-graduation must be in MBBS. They cannot desert a field, because for that field they could have been, and there will definitely be many people depressed for the rest of their life because they couldn't become a doctor. I am an example of hard-working, I can proudly say that, average intelligence. It's just hard work. And I took 3 years to come into medicine. And okay, I'm an OC, open category, when we talk about Indian reservation systems. And I always lost by 3 marks. Out of 150, I got 132 marks. Still, I couldn't become a doctor. After intermediate, I chose BCom. BCom, final year, I got my medicine seat. And in my college, they used to call me BCom doctor. I used to pray every day, God, give me a chance, an opportunity to become a doctor, and I will serve you through service to others, because I can never reach you. And this is my feeling, and I don't have to lie at 55 years. And that's what I'm doing right now. This is long back. Krishi Orthopedic Welfare Society I established in 1987, 1 year after I got my MBBS seat. I'm a sculptor. This is Krishna, Lord Krishna, overpowering the evil Kalnag, which is destroying and hurting villagers who come into the river. He overpowers the Nag, and Kalnag submits and says, I will never harm anybody, save my life. He leaves it and it goes away. So these are the various things which a person can be. I'm a national award winner, 2 gold medals, a certificate of National Bravery Award from Farooq Abdullaji and industrialist Modi from Mumbai, that before I advise the Indian government, I should be eligible to even speak about it. And calling out. Now I'll tell you, we are talking about Bollywood and what is happening in Bollywood, nepotism and all these things. Do you think it's not happening in other fields of life? I don't know about engineering, I don't know about IAS and the police forces. Everywhere, this is the problem we are facing in our country. Differential treatment, favoritism, okay, all these kinds of bottlenecks which squeeze the enthusiasm of the candidate out. And when he comes out into the real life of performing his duties, we are snubbed, we are rejected, dejected. We wanted to be something, but we are molded finally into something. Now, paying donation has become a mark of esteem, unfortunately. And for people like me, father was a very genuine, non-commercial, non-corruptible person. Naturally, he will not have reserves. He had no money for a donation, and I was struggling to get into my medicine seat. I did it. I was sitting, I never used to come out of the house. But then when I went into the examination hall, by my side was one candidate. Maybe he is from some place, remote place, unreached place, who knows. All around me I used to find candidates. I used to wonder what are their backgrounds. My father is a doctor. I could come and I could see three attempts I gave to get an MBBS seat, and the 3rd attempt I got my medicine seat. I'm not ashamed. It's hard work. Hard work always is slow, but it wins, definitely wins. Remember, my friends, because all those young children who are contemplating ending their life and or are becoming depressed, no. Even if you don't get a medicine seat, life doesn't end there. You can serve the society in many other forms, but just have a focus. Have focus, that's all. Now, when we come and open the medicine entrance booklet, you will have one question and you will have 4 or 5 answers. Most of these entrances, what I observe, they are made to confuse the candidate. They are made to increase anxiety, just to test how fast, how correct you can answer. His attention, focus and his preparedness, I agree. How much hard work he did before he came for the entrance exam, agreed. Is it not a responsibility of the government to see that the candidate who comes for the entrance is not terrorized? In those 2-3 hours, 200 or 300 bits are given, and one question, 5 answers, they all look alike almost. So only the perfect candidate who is very well prepared ticks and goes. Kudos, congratulations to such candidates. But there is so many environmental variabilities to reach that stage. So those candidates must become doctors, agreed. But please just think that a person who was not prepared that well, but has a heart of a lion, heart of a semi-god, if he is deprived of this medicine seat, what happens? Society will suffer later. He will suffer, she will suffer because she couldn't make it. I'm going to mention about one little girl called Anita from Chennai, who was from a very low background socially, and she ended her life. And I don't understand why she did that, but probably she didn't have the right people around her who encouraged her and said, no problem, you can serve in many other forms. But she wanted only to become a doctor. These are the kind of people who have excelled in their intermediate but deprived of a medical seat in the open. It's a sad story, very sad story. While the parents of some kids are rich enough to just pay and unfortunately buy seats for their children, very unfortunate. But it has to happen sometimes, it is happening. When the caste systems are like this, some parents will say, yes, what can we do? Just imagine a 16, 17-year-old boy or girl being sent by a parent to Russia, to other countries, Philippines, to become a doctor. Because it is costing less than in India. At last we got a government which is doing far better than expected, than the previous governments. I'm not right-winged. Please don't troll me. I'm just neutral. I'm just trying to appreciate what is good, and we should do that. If I don't appreciate my government, who will appreciate? The left will never compliment the right. No. So being neutral, you have to appreciate both whenever they do a good thing. Now coming to these entrances, now once we come into the medical college, what happens? We have got this reservation basis where we have the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, backward caste, OBCs, open category. They're all, I don't know why these must exist in this society, because they don't exist elsewhere in other countries. Okay, we have to accept our social fabric. That's how we were made. Since centuries, we were sliced and told to work. We were given a name. You are this, you are that. So children must become that. So a son or a daughter who wants to break that and come out and become something else, no. You start immediately saying no. This no comes in various other forms. And once they come into the medical college, see, ragging is prohibited, agreed. But ragging in various other forms, suddenly the child is exposed to, like seniors coming and saying, oh, you belong to my caste, my community. You don't move with those people. They don't belong to our caste. I saw that happen. If somebody speaks in English, people who can't speak English, they'll call those people who are speaking English pseudos ra. What pseudos? If you can't speak, try to be like them. If you don't like some qualities in them, don't. But don't unnecessarily see this kind of trolling, abusive, it's a torture actually, mental torture. Why did we come to the medical college? To learn. What are we learning? We are learning this. And then again in the professors section, they identify who are our community, who are our caste. So the marks, the performance is valued according to these unnecessary norms. All this is trash. It's just dustbin material. But this is being dumped on the young mind of a young girl or a young boy. They have their own unions, all these things. Even in non-medic places in India, why do you have unions? Why? There's no need. What they have come for is for studies. Give them ample studies. Make every medical institution a research center where young child of 17-18 years, after the first or second year, they should be introduced the concept of research. Good research, not plagiarism, not copying and pasting material. No. Do your own research. However small it is, however repetitive it is, no problem. It's a young mind. Train them for an innovation so that when they come out, they don't feel that, "Arey, my professor of my community gave me more marks." That kind of feeling must not be there. You should have a feeling, "I won it." There's a lot of power in saying, "I did it, I won it." Josh. See, that Josh comes when you get it on your own, not given by somebody out of like an arms, just give it. No, you be a giver, don't be a taker. So online education, what happens, I'll tell you. Online MBBS, we cut down all the expenditure of employing tutors. Some of the tutors don't teach properly. They get away with it. Again on community and caste lines. No, such people must not be encouraged. Some people don't teach, but they do teach these caste differences. They teach all, like a sadistic, how to comment. This is what we learn from them. So how do you expect a teacher to be respected? And most of the doctors, because they're underpaid in India, they have to practice. Once they practice, when the money aspect comes, teaching goes. There's no time for that. They're not prepared. So you pay the doctors properly, then the teaching goes very well. Best is you make online MBBS. Why? When internationally countries are introducing pro-metric for entrances to let these doctors come into their country and work. I passed HAD. Abu Dhabi has a HAD, Health Authority of Abu Dhabi. Now it's called as Department of Health. That produces an exam, and we have to write in some categories. For us it was an interview. Okay, so we passed. First time I failed, second time I passed. So it's not easy. It's not, you don't think that anybody can come up to an international country, some other, you can cross India and go. No, unless you have what, you will not be even allowed to come out. You will not be allowed. And once you come out, do you know that in Abu Dhabi what happens? Whatever we type in the computer about the patient, nowadays Malafi system has been introduced. Malafi. What happens? What you type is simultaneously seen by the Department of Health and also Anjanath, judicial system. It is so strict. Whatever you type, your clinical, straight leg raising test, sensory deficits, whatever you're writing, motor power, reflexes, simultaneously being watched. You can't change it. That's how controlled the health services are being rendered in Abu Dhabi. I'm very proud of it. It's very tough, but the tough win. So I want you all to win by making online MBBS available. In my view, NRIs like me, who have the time, we work only 8 hours here. We work only 8 hours. Sometimes during surgeries, maybe 9 or 10 hours sometimes. It's again voluntary. We want to work, we want to serve. So rest of the time we are free. But in India I used to work 16, 18 hours a day. My health got spoiled. I was stressed out, because once we are out in the society, again what is the doctor facing? Same. Caste-wise hospitals, community-wise doctors grouping together, and they don't send their patients, allow their patients to come to us, and by mistake some other community comes to me and says, we are very happy with you, and they go by mistake there sometimes. That's it. I don't know what happens there, they'll never come back. So this is bad. This is bad for the patients themselves. They don't realize, patients don't realize. I will not talk about the patients now, but about doctors. Why are they becoming like that? How did they come into medical education? Pure, fresh, without any bias. When they are produced as an right output, doctor, Hippocratic oath. We used to take in my father's time, I used to go with my father, and his students were all putting like that, and then the Hippocratic, I will not this, I will not do that, I will not do that. But now where is the Hippocratic oath? It's just given as a paper to us along with our registration of our MBBS. What happens when we put online MBBS as the mode of education? What can happen? I'll tell you. Many people who are interested in teaching, like me, I'm an NRI, I work only for 8 hours a day or maximum 9-10 hours. After that I'm free. After that I'm free. I can contribute to medical education of my youngsters. It's such a great feeling when I leave the world that I've done a lot. It's a great feeling, isn't it? Right. Now, in India, if you want to say that, how can medical education be online? Are you mad? No, I'm not mad. What is National Board of Examinations? How many of you know it? National Board of Examinations is an autonomous body, semi-government body, which was introduced by Murthy Garu and many other people from Chennai, basically. Now, that's where I got my post-graduation degree from. It has an exam, All India exam. There are no ranks in those times. Now I don't know. 50th mark, 50th percentile mark you should get. Once you get, you're qualified. That's all. You're qualified for DNB exam. I went to King George Hospital. I worked there 3 years without stipend. 3 years without stipend. I was struggling. I was doing something else. But I struggled, and finally I got my post-graduation degree. So this is possible when National Board of Examination is already a big center, examination setup. Now National Board of Examinations is already conducting, I think, the NEET exams. When it is conducting, scrap all NEET everything, make everything uniformly available to everybody. Entries must be easy for anybody. Let them prove themselves, then they come out. People who fear that maybe I will after 4 years, 5 years, I don't come out. Why will you not come out if you are good? They show discrepancy against you. No. If you are good, you're passed. Because they don't know your community, they don't know your caste, they are not bothered. It's just people come from all around India. Yeah, the north, south, north people, let's face it. They look down upon south people. So these things we should change. Human beings must change. Indians must change. Let's not blame anybody. We show discrepancy to certain regions in India towards each other. Like somebody coming from the hill stations, we show discrepancy. So we should change our concepts. But then online is the best way where people can really sit and study. So if you say no online MBBS. So what is happening? There are no doctors. So now you run in certain states of India, people are running to create doctors. From whom? From which group? From the quacks group. Persons who just want to give injections, this thing, that thing, bring patients to the towns and the cities, send them to the higher medical centers and take their kickbacks. So governments must not encourage this kind of bridge courses or even the concept of such concepts. Certain alternative medicines also are very dangerous. Why we need online MBBS now, especially now? Like I said, we don't have doctors now. In India, just coronavirus came, an unseen enemy. We have lost more than 1,000 doctors in India. 1,000 doctors. I feel so sad. We are losing warriors on the borders, our soldiers. We are losing doctors. Two important category of people who have been trained extensively, and they can never be replaced just in 6 months or 5 months. No. To make a doctor, it makes almost 10-12 years of hard work. Lot of input and training is needed to get the best doctor output out. Please listen to me. Earth is falling sick. Earth everywhere. You see the Arctic lands, they are becoming orange. You see somewhere something, mountains becoming bluish, greenish. The snow is melting. So in these kind of situations where the earth is very sick, We are all doctors. We have to safeguard our earth, the very place where we stand and sleep and live, or else we are going to perish. Coronavirus is just a tip of the iceberg. As people are saying, if the icebergs are going to melt, the dormant viruses centuries old are going to become active again. This is the forecast. And lesser said than better about our stupidity of human beings who are creating engineered viruses, engineered bacteria for biological warfare. We are stupids. Somebody might ask me, why are you talking like this? Private hospitals are doing a great job. Government hospitals are doing a great job. Government hospitals have restricted funds, and like I told you, due to the corrupt minds of the administrators and the employees. See, I'll just tell you one example. I resigned in Andhra Medical College in 2013. There is a provision of taking NOC, no objection certificate, for 5 years and come and work outside. I didn't do that. I was frustrated by the setup there. The same caste community lines. I just left it, resigned with dignity. But till today, my hard-earned GPF or that PF, whatever it is not yet even sanctioned on paper. They accepted my resignation. Now it's almost 7 years now. That's how our governments work. Our medical colleges are. The principals are. Private hospitals, where are they failing? In coronavirus also, they are asking huge amounts. Have you imagined, if you are making a person greedy, they will show that output only, no? Who made them greedy? So many things. The mindsets of practitioners and the hospital owners. I'm a hospital owner once. 7-bedded small hospital. For a 7-bedded small hospital, I used to pay 1 lakh Indian rupees as municipal tax. 40 to 50,000 as electricity bill and water bill and many other things. So, if you are going to end up paying such huge amounts for a small hospital which has the intention of serving people, when you have a big 10 floor, 9 floor, 7 floors building, just imagine the expenditure they have to incur. How much are they going to pay as salaries? The labor department comes, they have certain things, very huge basic amounts for the employees. So all this the employer has to face. Then he will forget his profession. He is no more a doctor. He may be sitting saying that I'm a radiologist, I'm a general surgeon, I'm a neurosurgeon, I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon. They just want money because they have transformed themselves into business people. Who transformed them? The governments. If you encourage private hospitals, try to give them some discounts, try to give them the perks, and then you have a right to say, private hospitals, you don't charge this much. You have to follow these norms. Be fair and they'll be fair. For online MBBS, again I will try to suggest, when basic life courses, ACLS, ATLS, acute trauma, life-saving courses which are mandatory, they're all conducted in special teaching institutes on mannequins, on plastic models. They're being conducted. Why can't the same be implemented in online teaching? And all those candidates who are selected, why should we restrict a medical college to have 125 or 150 students or 200 students per year? Why? Why? We need more, isn't it? Are we blind? We are not giving training to all. We are just trying to restrict the number, saying that expenditure. Why you cut the expenditure and make online, and every 1 year, 2 months or 1 month, you have a contact program, assistant professors, associate professors, professors, tutors can all work in these teaching institutes, and they will be happy in their employment, and service, the teaching service is being rendered 100%. Why I am telling, today doctors are not laying their hand on the patient. Why? We have adopted the Americanized system. We don't even look at the patient. Yes, what's your problem? Yes, sir. Sir, I have a stomach ache. Sir, I have a joint pain. Which joint? Knee joint. I'm typing. I forgot to ask which side. Then he gets confused and says, sir, right knee is paining, sir. I put left here. And I'm typing. Then I go into so do you have any low back pain? Yes, sir. Okay, since when? So I'm not even looking at the patient. I'm not looking at the patient. Forget touching him. Forget touching him. That's why our profession is getting doubted upon, and Google has become a master. Why people are Googling? Because doctors are not performing. Why are they not performing? That's what they are taught. So less of computer, then the doctor has more time to interact with the patient. They don't interact. I feel like going to a medical shop and taking, sir, give me a paracetamol, sir. Sir, I have diarrhea, sir, I have vomiting, sir. So he gives it. This is what is happening. Lastly, I would like to say, maybe one day, if online studies, like now what we are really seeing during coronavirus, COVID-19 times, in this pandemic we have learned that online education is possible. See, let's not talk about children who are cheating their parents by putting the online monitor open and putting their cell phone and seeing some movie or something. This kind of cheating can happen even in a classroom, no? And the lecture is going on, they can do some scribbling, they can be just daydreaming. Those kind of people will always be there. There is nothing, no humor in that. So making TikToks on it and enjoying ourselves, encouraging these kind of things, opening a door, the cell phone is taken off. When somebody comes in, when the door is closed, the cell phone again comes to the boy who can enjoy himself. These are kind of humorous TikToks and humor videos. No, there's no humor in it. You're encouraging others to do it. So we are encouraging bad videos, negative videos. So maybe one day online education, especially in medical education, if we can implement more sensible doctors, more corruption free, more bias free, more sadism free doctors will be produced. Thank you. If you agree with me, please share this. Please share this because time is running out. We need more doctors.